What would you conclude if you voted for a candidate or a party because of a promise to repeal or change a law that you strongly felt was harmful and unjust, but once in office the party refused to do it? You might conclude, rightly, that those politicians didn't really work for you, and the party didn't care what you thought. Donald Trump says Obamacare will now implode. Is he right? Read more. That's precisely the message Republicans have been sending their constituents throughout the Obamacare repeal fiasco. The failure of Senate Republicans to pass a so-called skinny repeal in the early hours of Friday is merely the latest instance of GOP fecklessness on healthcare reform. Even the attempt at skinny repeal was a tacit admission that Republican lawmakers were never serious about repealing Obamacare. After failing to get enough GOP votes for a repeal and replace bill and then failing earlier this week to pass a straight repeal bill, the skinny repeal bill was a cowardly attempt to make it seem like they had exhausted all options. But the Senate bill that failed on Friday morning wouldn't have done much, repealing Obamacare's individual and employer mandates, a tax on medical devices, and a handful of marginal items, but leaving the rest of the law's vast and deleterious regulations in place. On its own, it would have done more harm than good, sending already rising premiums up another 20%, hastening the collapse of the individual health insurance market, and shifting the entire healthcare debate from the Senate floor to a closed-door conference committee where the details of the bill would be worked out in secret. Yet, whatever harm skinny repeal might have done to health insurance markets pales in comparison with the harm congressional Republicans have already done to themselves. Unwilling to take the political heat of repealing and replacing Obamacare as they promised, Republicans are in effect enshrining Barack Obama's signature legislative achievement and making it their own. The most likely scenario now is that Congress will, at the behest of panicked insurers, pass legislation to shore up failing insurance exchanges. In other words, Republicans will save Obamacare. For 7 years, Republicans have campaigned on promises to repeal and replace Obamacare with a free market healthcare system. They wrested control of the House and the Senate from Democrats on these promises. Donald Trump, along with every other GOP presidential candidate, campaigned on it last year.